Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Most people grow up learning about math, science, and history, but almost no one grows up learning about money. And yet, money affects everything: where we live, how we work, and how we spend our lives. Today, we're diving into one of the most influential financial stories ever told. A story about two father figures who shaped a young boy's entire perspective on wealth. One dad believed in job security. The other believed in financial freedom. One dad said, "Go to school, get a safe job." The other said, "Learn how money works, and you'll never need a job again." This is the timeless battle of mindsets. Rich dad versus poor dad. Explain in a way you can actually apply to your life. Imagine being a kid and having two completely different teachers about money. The first, poor dad, is educated, hardworking, and responsible. He believes in the traditional path. Asterisk study hard. Asterisk get into a good school. Asterisk find a stable job. Asterisk climb the ladder. Asterisk retire someday. To him, security is everything. The second, rich dad, barely finished school, but he understands business, investing, and cash flow. He believes success is about ownership, not employment. Poor dad teaches, money is the root of all evil. Rich dad replies, lack of money is the root of all evil. Poor dad says, I can't afford it. Rich dad says, how can I afford it? The boy grows up listening to both and quickly realizes these two philosophies lead to completely different destinies. The first major lesson rich dad teaches is simple, but it shocks the boy. Rich dad says, the rich don't work for money. Money works for them. Most people trade hours for dollars. They rely on a paycheck. They think the only answer to money problems is work harder, earn more. But rich dad flips this on its head. He explains that the moment you depend on a paycheck, your employer controls you. Fear controls you. Bills control you. Rich people focus on building systems, not salaries. They build businesses that can run without them, investments that grow, assets that pay them monthly. That way, money continues to flow even while they sleep. This idea becomes the foundation of everything that follows. Lesson 2. The rat race. Rich dad introduces a concept called the rat race. And if you're an adult today, you're probably living in it or fighting to escape it. Here's how it works. A person gets a job. They earn money. They feel stable. Then they spend it. Rent, food, car payments, insurance. Suddenly the money is gone. So they start working more, only to spend more. Maybe they get a raise, so they buy a nicer car, a bigger house, new furniture. More income leads to more expenses. And soon, they're not working because they want to, but because they have to. Rich dad says, this is why most people never feel free. They're stuck working for bills, not for themselves. Poor dad believes this cycle is normal. Rich dad believes this cycle is a trap. The difference? Poor dad focuses on income. Rich dad focuses on assets. Which brings us to the most important lesson of them all. Lesson 3. Assets versus liabilities. Rich dad teaches that the rich and poor think differently about one simple thing: assets and liabilities. Most schools won't teach this. Most adults don't understand it. But rich dad says it's the key to building wealth. Here's the breakdown. Assets put money into your pocket. Assets include rental properties, stocks or index funds, a YouTube channel or digital product, a business that runs without you, royalties or intellectual property. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Liabilities include car payments, a house with a mortgage, credit card debt, monthly subscriptions, anything that costs you more over time. Most people buy liabilities thinking they're assets. A new car feels like an asset, but costs money every single month. A big home looks impressive, but drains cash because of maintenance, taxes, and interest. Rich dad says, the poor buy luxuries first. The rich buy assets first. The assets buy the luxuries later. This explains why someone making $3,000 a month can feel broke, while someone making the same income feels secure. It's not about income. It's about cash flow. Section 5. Lesson 4. Financial education. Rich dad believes the biggest secret of wealth is something school rarely teaches: financial literacy. Schools teach you how to be an employee, but they rarely teach how taxes work, how to invest, how to build a business, how debt can be used strategically, how to make money grow. Poor Dad avoided financial topics because they seemed complicated. Rich Dad studied money the way others study medicine or law. And that's the biggest difference. The rich learn how money works, so they can control it. The poor ignore money, so money ends up controlling them. Section 6, Lesson 5. Mindset is everything. After years of learning from both dads, the boy realizes something powerful. It's not money that makes you rich. It's your mindset. Poor Dad saw money as something to protect. Rich Dad saw money as something to grow. Poor Dad feared risk. Rich Dad managed risk. Poor Dad wanted a safe job. Rich Dad wanted financial independence. In life, both paths are available, but only one leads to freedom. Outro, 9, 2010.00. At the end of their journey, the boy understands that wealth isn't about luck, talent, or a high-paying job. It's about heavy check mark understanding money, heavy check mark building assets, heavy check mark controlling your mindset, heavy check mark escaping the rat race, heavy check mark making money work for you. If you've watched this far, you're already ahead of most people because awareness is the first step to financial freedom. Comment below. I choose the rich mindset. And if you want more videos about wealth, mindset, and financial freedom, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button.